Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see how to calculate the lateral load carrying capacity of a pile. As you are aware that the process to calculate lateral load carrying capacity of a pile is quite complex. So in this video we will learn how do we actually calculate this lateral load carrying capacity of a pile. So for that we are going to take an example. As you can see here, some values are given to us. We will use these values and we'll see how to calculate the lateral load carrying capacity of a pile. So first of all, grade of concrete is given to us, which is M30. That is characteristic compressive strength of concrete is 30 Newton per mm square. Then modulus of elasticity of concrete is given to us, which is EC, which is 2.96 into 10 raised to 7 kilonewton per meter square. Then average SPT and value of soil in which this pile will be embedded is also given to us, which is equal to 21.65. Then diameter of pile that we will use is also given, and it is equal to 0.6 meter. Then modulus of subgrade reaction for medium sand condition is also given, is actually calculated as average value has been calculated as 3200 kilonewton per meter cube. I will show you later in the code that how this value is actually taken. Then moment of inertia of pile is calculated. So this pile, which is of 0.6 meter diameter, is actually a circular pile. So moment of inertia has been calculated using the formula pi by 4 d square. So when we'll put the values in that formula, we will get the value of moment of inertia as 0.00636 meter raised to 4. Then stiffness factor has been calculated. So first step, now from here our process will start from stiffness factor. So first step is to find the stiffness factor. So let me show you in the code how actually this value is obtained. So as you can see on the screen, this is basically the code IS 2911 part 1, which is used for calculating the lateral load carrying capacity of pile, and the process for calculating this is given in annexure C of the code. So this is the code. Now to calculate the this stiffness factor, we move on to the next page. So here, as you can see on the screen, here stiffness factor is given. So we will assume that the pile that we are going to embed in soil, this is in sand and normally the soil that is available to us is sand and normally consolidated clay, is either a sand or normally consolidated clay. We will assume this condition. So for that, stiffness factor, formula for stiffness factor is given in the code. So in this formula we will put all the values. Here we have E, we have I, we have eta H. This eta H is nothing but modulus of subgrade reaction. So let me also show you how this eta H, modulus of subgrade reaction, is calculated. So when we come here as you can see here, a table is given for modulus of subgrade reaction for granular soils. So as we have already, and here based on the n value we get this value. So as I had already told you that the n value of our soil is 21.65, so it falls in this category, medium sand category. So for medium sand category, and also the pile, our pile is 30 meter long, and water table is also affecting our pile. So the pile is this basically it is as a, it comes under submerged condition. So for that, this range is given for this modulus of subgrade reaction, which is from 1.4 to 1.5. So for ease of calculation, what I have done is that I have taken the average value of this range for calculation. So 1.4 plus 5 divided by 2 will come out as 3.2, and here it is also multiplied by 10 raised to 3. So the value of modulus of subgrade reaction, as I had shown you earlier in the notebook, it was here modulus of subgrade reaction is 3200 kilonewton per meter cube. So now, as I already told you, that first step is to calculate the stiffness factor. So in this formula now we have all the values, we have EI and we have eta H, which is modulus of subgrade reaction. So we put all these values in this equation and we get the value of stiffness factor as 2.3. We get the value of stiffness factor as 2.3. So now, as I already told you, that we will assume our pile to be in normally consolidated clay and sand. So we assume this condition, And then next step is that we calculate this factor LF by T for two cases. Actually there are two cases in case of lateral load capacity. One is free head pile and another one is fixed head pile. So what we'll do is that we will calculate the lateral load capacity of pile for both the cases. So our next step is to find LF by T for free head and fixed head case. So let me show you in the code how it is done. So that factor LF by T is basically taken from this figure, which is figure number 3. So as you can see in the figure, this curve is given for LF by T. So our assumed condition is for piles in sand and normally loaded clays. So for this, as you can see here, two different lines or curves are given. This solid line is for free head and this dashed line is for fixed head. So what we do is that we take the value at this point here for solid line, which is for free head case, it is at 1.9, and the dashed line, which is for fixed head pile case, and it is at here at midpoint between 2.1 and 2.3, so this is 2.2. So here what I have done is that I have taken this value of LF by T for free head and fixed head case. For free head, as I shown you earlier, it comes out as 1.9 from the curve, and for fixed head case it comes out as 2.2 from the curve. So now we move on to next step. So now next what we do is that we assume the permissible lateral deflection of pile. Generally the lateral deflection that is allowed in piles is 5 mm, so we assume this value as 5 mm, and then we move on to next step, which is to calculate the reduction factor for our assumed condition for sands and normally consolidated clays for both cases, for free head piles and for fixed head piles. So we will see in the code how this reduction factor is calculated, and then how depth of fixity for both free head and fixed head pile is calculated. We will see this in the code. So as you can see here on the screen in the code, for calculating the reduction factor we will use the figure 4a and 4b given in IS 2911. So first we will calculate for free head case, we will calculate the reduction factor for free head case. So let me zoom a bit. So as you can see, our assumed condition is for piles in sands and normally loaded clays, which is this dashed line. So as you can see, this dashed line here starts at 0.4. So we will take this value of 0.4 as our reduction factor for free head case, and for fixed head case this dashed line which is for our assumed condition, this starts at 0.8. So we will take this value of 0.8 as reduction factor for our fixed head pile case. So as I just now showed you in the code that the value of reduction factor for free head case was 0.4 from the figure 4a, and the value of reduction factor for fixed head case comes out as 0.8 from the figure 4b. So our next step is that we will calculate the depth of fixity for both free head and fixed head case. So for calculating this depth of fixity, nothing is done. It is just that the reduction factor that we just calculated is multiplied with this stiffness and this LF by T ratio that we had found, which was 1.9 in case of free head pile. So this reduction factor 0.4 multiplied by stiffness, which is 2.3 that we had calculated earlier, multiplied by LF by T ratio for this free head case, which was 1.9 that we had calculated earlier. Now when all this is multiplied, we get the value of depth of fixity as 1.7 for free head case. Now same procedure is adopted for depth of fixity for fixed head case also. Same thing, m this reduction factor is multiplied by stiffness factor, and that is also multiplied with LF by T ratio, and we get the value of 3.98 as depth of fixity for fixed head case. Now our next step is to obtain this lateral load carrying capacity of pile. So for that what we do is that we use these two formulas. For this one is for free head pile and this one is for fixed head pile. So as you can see on the screen, these formulas are given in terms of deflection. So what we do is that we modify this formula for this H, which is lateral load. So we modify the formula for H and we get the value of lateral load carrying capacity of the pile. So let me show you in the notebook now how it is actually done. So the formula that I showed you earlier on the screen in code IS2911, it was for deflection. Now we have modified that formula for this H, which is the lateral load carrying capacity of pile. So when we modify the formula, it comes out is in this form. So now we have all the values here. We have Y, which is deflection, we have E, which is modulus of elasticity, we have I, which is moment of inertia, we have this E plus ZF, which is nothing but the depth of fixity that we had calculated here, 1.7 and 2.2 for both the cases. Then we put all these values in this equation. Let me show you how. Here Y deflection is we had assumed as 5 mm, then multiplied by 3, then we have E, which was modulus of elasticity, which is 2.96 into 10 raised to 7 kilonewton per meter square. So 3 multiplied by 2.96 to 10 raised to 7. Then we have I, which was 0.00636, this whole divided by E plus ZF, which is depth of fixity, which is 1.7 for free head case. So this divided by 1.7 and 10 raised to 3, sorry, 1.7 cube is there. So 1.7 cube, that is multiplied by 1000, then bracket is closed, and when we calculate it, we get the value as 574.76 kilonewton as our lateral load carrying capacity for free head case. Now same we put all the values for fixed head case in the formula of fixed head case also, and we will get the value as 179.74 kilonewton lateral load carrying capacity in fixed head case. So as you can see here, the lateral load carrying capacity of free head case is more than that of fixed head case. So this was the procedure to calculate the lateral load carrying capacity of a pile. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you and have a nice day.